Hello and welcome to another episode of Low Tech Health. Let ourselves translate expert knowledge, and I am talking to you, down to you, on Wasabi, Walnut, What's Hurting My Tummy Wednesday. And I don't normally talk down to you. Usually I look directly to you, or look up. But this time, I'm going to look down, and I'm going to say, candidly, that gut-wrenching feeling in your stomach is true. This is a finite little being. And yeah, your bacteria kind of run it. Your little buggies outnumbering your normal human cells 10 to 1. I'm talking about the bacteria in your body that you do want. You do want them to outnumber you because this is not really for the realm of the wild. Look at us. Look how we have to wear clothing in the winter because we've forgotten how to grow fur. The animal kingdom is really not the kingdom of a human. It is closer to the kingdom of a bacteria and animals, which we don't really look like. For some reason, we stopped growing teeth real sharp. We don't have claws, and we don't have fur. What are we doing? What are we doing? This. We're doing that. Dogs are dogs and not wolves anymore because we used this thing between our eyes, our forward thinking. And yeah, there's a reason you have this gut-wrenching feeling that something's wrong, especially around the holidays. We all have this calling out that sickens and stresses us, especially as Americans, especially during this year. It's not the best year. And the rest of the world has not the firepower, nor the mental firepower is the most important American tool. Meanwhile, we're on Netflix ordering Postmates. Ba-doop, ba-doop. I wish I got paid for that. But I don't, because it doesn't matter. Because they're already household names, and low-tech health isn't. Because letting ourselves translate expert knowledge to understand health and the way your body heals to get better is not cool right now. I want to make it cool. It needs to be cool. The Shamak comic thinks it's funny, too. How you're outnumbered by your little buggies, but somehow you still think you're better than the insects. There's not a vegan that will put their life down for a bug. Not yet. We might get there. But to bring us back to the original candid talk about that gut-wrenching feeling on Wasabi Walnut, What's Hurting My Tummy Wednesday. You aren't coming to the hospital to dodge death. You're not. When you go to the hospital, a lot of times, a little bit too late, the way we do it here, as inpatient and emergencies. That's what this low-tech health is supposed to do, but it's not nearly as exciting as dialing 911 after beating on your grandmother's chest. That talk, where you talk about it even every year, a lot of, albeit you might call them morbid, parents or grandparents to say, this might be my last. They're preparing you more than they're saying it in any sort of pitiful gesture. There's nothing to pity. They're trying to prepare you. Just as the way a dog leaves your side and tries to hide as it's going into its final hour. It goes to deal with this thing all on its own, which we all have to do eventually. But it doesn't mean you have to trick yourself about it. That won't get rid of that gut-wrenching feeling in your stomach that something's wrong. And feeding it won't help. It's not food. That stress comes from the mental freakout that this fleshy thing, the sack for bugs, might not be here tomorrow after Christmas, or make it to Christmas. It might not be here for the next 30 minutes. You don't know. That's what being in healthcare teaches you, and I really hope that we stop pretending that people just go to the hospital and die in the closets, because that's what's going to happen if we run out of rooms for inpatient care, because it's not care. We can't save them after a certain point, and everyone who has been this experience knows what I'm talking about. We're not lying to you when we tell you they won't get better. It's not a thing about fighting, and you are not doing everything you can when you cling to the ventilator that won't help your grandmother get better, or your cousin. People get unwell. Things happen. And we're not meant to die in closets. We're not meant to die in the streets, which is what was happening before EMTALA. And I don't have the answer. So tomorrow, I might try another podcast, or I'll wait until Forgive My Foul Mouth Friday. But I think there's something I can do on Thursday that could be just the silly thing I need. Thank you.